Here we are again. Let's visit the Croft Manor. Okay, new story. Blood ties. Oh my god. This comes after we complete the game, so we are ready to play the Croft Manor. It's night here, so it's a perfect time for the atmosphere is right.
Final notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Wow.
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library.
You can check everything.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
What is this?
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight, quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, rated as I am.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad. A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
Let's check carefully. Who knows?
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
So she has to give away the house.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from Mother. Indifference and disinterest. I know.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes.
Lara
I'm
never
glad she did.
heard her mother's voice.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Oh my god, we really can go.
The door to the
close.
library. Locked. There's got to be
He
another
won't
way
find
through. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always love looking at these.
the guy who's bringing you
Dad became interested in
in,
immortality
Tomb
myths
Raider
after his
3.
expeditions to Egypt.
you have this Alfred in the home, the old guy that brings you the cups and stuff. Oh my god, I get used to close him in the fridge or in the attic.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants'
Whoa,
passages.
really?
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Too dark. Going to need a flashlight.
Oh my god, it's so full of things, Jesus. The house is beautiful, guys. Wow.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a
Winston,
brilliant
right.
artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the
Winston,
West
I
Wing?
think, was the old guy that brings you tea.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to
Atlas.
something.
Where have you been the past weeks? Fighting for life.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be boring your sword this time.
Oh my god. Wow.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
Yeah, in the PS1 game it was a lot bigger, but wow. Maybe there is the gym. We can find the gym, the swimming pool. Nice. So cool.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
Guys, the one will be a longer episode, I think.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
But she can't sell this house. Oh my god. She can lose this house. Requires the master key. I saw an achievement about getting the master key.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here?
What is this symbol? Oh, there is something here.
Someone has a sense of
Stop
humor.
smoking. Right. Now she is powder. She became powder.
Locked. Need a key to open this.
Maybe there is this, it's called master key. Maybe it opens everything in the house. We can go out to the training camp. We find the guns. Yeah. My childhood. Wait,
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard.
wow.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days.
Yeah, she's repeating his mistakes. Because she's losing the house right now.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for, I'll let you know how things work. Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip. Maybe we'll see it in the next game. Oh.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Yeah. Maybe she will use it in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Let's keep in mind this.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Oh.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother.
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
His uncle, okay.
They say a good
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Yeah, this master key can open everything inside this house.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word...
Still just as creepy as I remember.
Oh.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in
Oh my God,
freezer, of all places. And before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds.
It's an Easter egg.
I know all her hiding
my
places,
God.
of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord,
Winston.
if I may be so bold, she misses you.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient
Nice
with
job.
me.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know...
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him.
I was thinking, guys, maybe in the next game we can solve puzzles from objects. For example, we found something like this, and we can slide this and move something around. It will be interesting.
No, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6.
Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliché. But there's truth in it. Two roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me.
Okay, we start to see some puzzles there.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her.
I need something here. Is this? Wait, maybe I can read this note. No.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
I don't think she would set the traps in his own house, right?
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Let's go in the other direction.
one of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise. Water damage from the main hall above.
Use the servant passage to reach the library. I need the crowbar here.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her... case and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice.
Here we are.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought.
In this game, everyone leave notes around.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find. I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did
This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace
Wow,
hieroglyphs.
so cool as book. Wish I could have one.
This image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Wow.
Okay. Should be able to light the fireplace now.
Can I... Yes.
This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers. Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
Okay, I remember the library of in this library in the old Tomb Raider game there was the stairs that brings you in the secret attic.
I always in good hands with Winston, and
Maybe she will decide to find it, the elixir of life. Oh, now we can move the stair. Yes.
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Okay. It was too easy.
Blank, except for the image of a key.
Wow.
I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
So it must be here.
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
Whoa.
X marks the spot, as they say.
Ah, yes. Let's open these doors.
the master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Nice. Yeah,
All
I
right.
intended
This should
the
open
achievement.
most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
Maybe it was a bad place, this West Wing.
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6, 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
Okay, yeah. Master bedroom.
Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing. Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
What if you go really there? What you find? Maybe it's real. Oh my god, I didn't open this.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Painting, they say.
The Croft family crest. Worse than I thought.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place.
Wow.
A dimness pervades, a
This
quiet
is
I
the
can't
bad part.
stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest.
Okay.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. So that was just right.
Okay, guys. I think we can leave it here, and we continue in the next episode, and we will continue to explore I can't wait. Wow. This is a story lore. Nice. See you next time.